reviewing Darkthrone. You said you were going to review them in the winter.
Yeah, I know, I said that, and I'm still gonna do that. I'm gonna put out so many fucking reviews throughout the winter, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be called Winter Mayhem. I'm gonna review pretty much all the Darkthrone albums, all the Bathory albums, all the fucking black metal bands you love, all the important ones.
I thought you were going to review all Darkthrone's albums in 2017.
Yeah, that's the thing though. I'm gonna review the rest of Darkthrone's discography, but I'm gonna throw this one out here now because I said that before I get to black metal, I'm gonna review some death metal albums. And the thing is, Soulside Journey by Darkthrone is not a black metal album. They started with a death metal album. So Darkthrone is actually probably one of my absolute favorite black metal bands of all time. It switches between them and Bathory like 24/7. But they started out with a fantastic death metal album known as Soulside Journey, which took me so long to appreciate. The first bunch of times I heard it, I was like, this album is fucking dry, sterile, and dull. I think the reason I thought that is because this album fuses the death metal style overall, like the playing and music and vocals, and they fuse it with like the necro production and like cold, wintry feel of a black metal album where you feel like you're out in the fucking tundra. And they also fuse it with a lot of like doomy, heavy, slow sections on the album, which kind of, I blame for the reason I used to not like this album was kind of the more doomy influences. But now that I really appreciate it, I really fucking love all three metal genres that they kind of fused on this album, and it all really works, especially throughout like the entire songs, because they'll have different moments that give different tastes of each of these three genres. In fact, it almost feels like a technical death metal album sometimes, even though that Fenriz has stated that they stopped doing death metal and hated death because they thought that the whole technical death metal style was fucking stupid. So this album came out in 1991, and they at first started, of course, part of this death metal scene, but in Norway. The artwork is really, really, really cool. It shows some like black figures out in the tundra and like a giant rotating gear out in the distance. This album is just overall a really great album, even considering that this is their only really death metal album, unless you want to count Goat Lord. But if you're more into death metal and you really don't get black metal, I'd recommend starting here, or at least just listening to this album, because it is a very, very good death metal release overall. What's funny is with this album, Fenriz, for some reason, like credited his name as some like Western name, so he picked Hank Amarillo for some reason. That's kind of weird, but his nickname during the black metal era is Fenriz, and his real name is like Gal Nagal or something like that. He's on the drums on this album, and wow, what a fantastic drum performance. This album really, really shows what he can do, because of course black metal albums have really bad production, you can't really hear anything. But for a long time, I've always really noticed how precise his blast beats were on the black metal albums and how great his transition work was. And I thought, even though he's a big member of the whole black metal scene, I thought that he was just more than that. I'm like, there's just something really fantastic about his playing, even for a black metal band, because they usually have terrible drummers. And this album shows it. His drumming is fantastic and so unorthodox in places, yet it doesn't sound forced or off time at all. It sounds really good. I'd say he's on par with some of the better death metal drummers as well, and his blast beats are fantastic. He's just such a likable guy. He's like the poster boy of the black metal scene, but you can't take him too seriously either, because he's just kind of a nicer guy, but he's not silly like a Both or anything. And you have Ted Skellum, aka Nocturno Culto, which will be his black metal nickname. Him and Fenriz are pretty much the leaders of this band and remain the leaders of this band to this day. And Nocturno's death metal and early black metal vocals are fucking amazing. He really pulls off the death metal vocals perfectly. But my only problem is that they don't have him do more of them, because his death metal style is really awesome, and the lyrics they wrote on this album are really cool. So I wish that they had more sections of each song that he did vocals for, but a lot of these songs are mostly instrumental stuff. As in, most of each song is bulkily instrumental. There's still vocal parts, but there are 2 instrumental songs. They also have Ivar Engar, who's known as Zephyrus black metal name, who will be on the next 2 albums as well. He's actually their original rhythm guitarist, and they actually had Nocturno play lead guitar. And then they also have a guy named Dag Nilsson, who was really pushing this whole death metal style, because I believe the rest of the band kind of wanted to go for more of a Bathory sound, but they decided to dip their feet in the death metal scene, but after their distaste for this technical death metal style, they got rid of the guy that wanted death metal, Dag Nielsen, who's just like, yeah, we've got to do another death metal album. They kicked his ass to the curb, and they pumped out black metal. And what's interesting is right after this album, they record a death metal thing called Goat Lord, which was supposed to be their next death metal album. But they decided to pitch it because they just wanted to do Blazing the Northern Sky, which is their black metal release. And Dag's bass playing is actually pretty damn cool. There's a lot of really great songs in this album, like Chrome Lock, the opening track, is fucking really heavy and fantastic. It has a great death metal vibe. And Sunrise Over Locus Mortis is fucking awesome all the way through. A cumulative generalization, I love the intro to it because it has a lot of cool bass work, but it's kind of an instrumental and it kind of gets boring after a while. I don't know why it's not marked as an instrumental because it totally is an instrumental, but yeah, it's not marked as an instrumental. The song Nor the Silent Whispers is easily my favorite off the album. Right off the bat, it gives you this incredibly catchy and badass riff and a fantastic death metal song overall. I'd put it in my top 10 favorite death metal songs. So that is Soulside Journey. Like I said, there are kind of some boring moments, but I absolutely love the experimentation of it. It's just so different for its time and so different for this band. But overall, I'm actually give it a 8.5 out of 10. It's still really good and a really great way for this band to start.